Parents, you've probably heard the term dry drowning being used in your friend circles or on social media. It's the idea that your kid can get water into their lungs and then have a delayed drowning experience. A local pediatrician says it's extremely rare and not something to panic about. Here's why.
It sounds scary. A day at the pool, your kid seems fine, and then the trouble begins.
There is a reflex that sometimes occurs that where a person gets water in their airway or in their mouth, and the upper part of the airway closes off and prevents water from getting into the lungs. That person then turns blue and looks like they're struggling.
Dry drowning is a non-medical term that makes parents think their child could drown even after leaving the water, seemingly out of nowhere.
Drowning is drowning.
Dr. Christine Nelson, the interim medical director of inpatient pediatrics at Community Regional Medical Center, says that's just not the case.
Most of the time when a child or an adult is immersed in water, they actually inhale water, so they get water into the lungs. They're not struggling because there's water in the lungs. They're working against that closed upper airway. The real issue with any of this is less the water in the lungs but is more the lack of oxygen to the brain. That's what we really worry about with drowning.
Symptoms include ongoing coughing, increased trouble breathing, and acting lethargic or sleepy.
These kinds of things don't happen 12 to 24 hours later. They happen within the first 2 to 6 hours or so.
The bottom line, she says, you'll know if something is wrong, and if that happens, take them to the emergency room. But she says, don't let the fear of what could be keep you from the fun of summer.
Please take your child to the pool in this heat.
As with any water activity, safety is the best precaution. Some tips to protect your kids: swim lessons, use of flotation devices, fully fenced-in pools, and focused adult supervision.